My beloved child, open your heart and listen, for this is the moment I grant you a new revelation, a beginning beyond anything your mind has ever imagined. From the very start I have seen your journey, the winding paths, the unexpected turns, the long nights, heavy with sighs that no one else has heard. Every tear you shed I have kept in my vessel. Every whispered plea of your heart I have heard. You have never walked in darkness alone, for I have gone before you, walked beside you, and guarded behind you, just as I promised. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 3:1-8. Many times you have thought I was silent. You imagined that silence as distance, that I had abandoned you, that your prayers vanished into the void. But my child, my silence is not my absence. It is in that silence that I am laying the foundation for a new season, where your faith will no longer rest on fleeting emotions, but will be anchored in the unchanging one. Just as the blacksmith refines iron in the fire, I use trials to purify you, to remove weakness, to preserve strength, so that you may become a precious instrument in my hand. Not a moment of hardship passes without my presence. Though you do not see, I am arranging, shaping, and preparing the way. My child, every prayer you have made for health, for provision, for peace, each one has come before my throne. Not only the words you have spoken aloud, but even the deepest longings you have never voiced, I have recorded them all. And now I tell you, I will answer. My answer will not touch only a part of your life, but will encompass every area. Your body will be strengthened, your spirit healed, your mind restored to rest, and even the doors of provision and abundance will open. For my hand is never too short to save, my ear never too heavy to hear. Over the years you have faithfully sown seeds of devotion, even when the soil was dry and the skies overcast. You have given from scarcity, kept faith amid the scoffs of others, and chosen to put me first even when it seemed to slow your worldly progress. But my child, I have seen it all, and just as a farmer waits for the harvest, I have prepared the season of abundance for you. Those seeds are now breaking through the soil, ready to sprout. Your harvest is not far off. I will touch your body with healing beyond any human remedy. Weak places will gain strength. Dry places will be refreshed. What was broken will be mended. My healing is not superficial or temporary. It is deep and lasting, renewing you from the inside out. You will walk with strength you have never known, not because of your own power, but because my life flows through you. And in the material realm, I have seen your generosity and your faith. Therefore, I will open the treasures of heaven for you, causing doors that no one can close, to swing open, ideas to flow like springs in the desert, and blessings to surround you as a protective shield. Yet remember, the blessings I give are not merely for your enjoyment. I give commission to position to anoint. Every blessing carries purpose. Every gift I entrust comes with responsibility. So remain humble, attentive to my guidance, neither rushing ahead nor lagging behind, but walking in step with me. For what I do in you today is not only for you, but for the souls that will be touched through you. Do not fear the days ahead. Though the world may shake, you will stand firm. Though many may fall, you will rise, for you are hidden in the shadow of my wings. Your destiny is sealed by my own hand. No power can snatch away what I have set. No force can thwart the plan I have begun. As the scripture promises, if God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:3-1. The world may define you by your past, but I define you by eternal destiny. I call you beloved, chosen, an instrument for my glory. Human opinion does not determine your worth. I, the Creator and Caller, am the one who decides. Therefore, lift your head, open your heart, and release old limitations, for I am rewriting the story of your life. See this clearly: renewal has begun. Transformation is underway. You are no longer caught in the old cycles, but are stepping into a new chapter. I am in this change. I am in every pulse of movement. You are not entering chaos, you are entering promise. My spirit is your guide, my love your anchor, my word your compass, my presence your fortress. So do not fear the unknown, for I am the one who knows all. Blessing is not the end point, it is the beginning. The start of a new influence, a powerful testimony, an expansion beyond former boundaries. You are not lifted to pride, but to lift others. You are not given to hoard, but to share. You are not favored to exalt yourself, but to walk in humility, kindness, and generosity. Through your life, I will establish a lighthouse to guide lost souls through the storm. Therefore, prepare yourself, expand your vision. Let go of small thinking, doubting voices, and the chains of old limitations. I am doing something new, higher, deeper, wider, greater. And this new thing will not only transform you, but also those around you. You will become living proof that I am faithful, that I am the living God, and that I still act today as I did in ages past. My beloved child, I know your heart has often grown weary, and waiting for the space between promise and fulfillment can make you feel forgotten. But remember, every word I speak never returns void. While you wait, I am acting. In the silence you mistake for distance, I am arranging. In the long days that seem meaningless, I am laying foundations so that when the blessing comes, you are strong enough to bear it without breaking. You see delays, but I see the process. You see dead ends, but I see open doors. You see silence, but I hear your voice more clearly than ever. Do not think that your trials have been in vain. Every step you have taken, every tear you have shed, every prayer you have persevered in, everything is being recorded in my book of remembrance. You have never been abandoned. You have never been forgotten. You have never been overlooked. Even if the world turns a blind eye, even if people disregard you, I care about every detail of your life. You have kept track of my wanderings, put my tears in your bottle. Are they not recorded in your book? Psalm 5, 6, 8. Every silent groan, every hurried breath in the darkness, every cry of, Lord, help me, touches my heart. My child, I have seen when you chose faithfulness over compromise. I have seen when you gave, even while in need. I have seen when you kept believing despite ridicule. I have seen when you chose righteousness instead of the easy shortcut. I have seen when you worshiped steadfastly amid storms. I have seen when you continued to pray, even without evidence. And now I say nothing you do for me in secret loses value. Nothing you sow in faith fails to bear fruit. Nothing you offer in love is in vain. All are combining to produce a bountiful harvest for your life. I am causing the seed of faith in you to break open. I am deepening your roots. I am preparing the harvest so that when you enter, you will gather not only for yourself, but enough to share with many others. I bless not merely for your enjoyment, but so that you may become a channel of blessing. You will become a conduit for my grace to flow, for my love to reach those who hunger, for my healing to flow through your life to broken souls. Do not be surprised when I place more in your hands than you have asked for. My blessings are always connected to purpose. My child, you have sometimes thought I was silent when your body was weak, your mind troubled, your spirit exhausted. Yet in those very moments I was whispering to your heart, stand firm, my child. I am still here. You may have thought your health was your burden alone, but I have supported every step. You may have thought your finances were your worry alone, but I have provided for every need. You may have thought your spirit was cloaked in darkness, but I have illuminated it with my presence. You do not see it all yet. I have stopped dangers you know nothing of. You do not hear it all yet. I have blocked curses that could not reach you. You do not know it all yet. I have stationed angelic guardians around you. And now I declare to you the time has come for your faithfulness to be rewarded. The years you have walked in darkness are gradually yielding to the dawn. You have persevered, and that perseverance is not in vain. You have endured, and that endurance has produced strength. You have trusted, and that trust has brought reward. Lift your head, for the harvest is near. Not a small blessing, but one overflowing, not touching merely your health and finances, but spreading across every area of your life, from family-work relationships to the deepest recesses of your soul. My child, I will touch your body, strengthening what was weak, healing what was broken, weaving together what was scattered. I will restore, so that you may not merely survive, but live abundantly. My healing is not temporary. It is lasting renewal. I will place joy in your heart instead of sorrow, peace instead of chaos, light instead of darkness. I will renew your mind each day, so that you are no longer bound by fear or deception, but free in truth. You will walk lightly, for my yoke is easy, my burden gentle. Regarding provision, I have seen your faithfulness in small things. Therefore, I will give you more. I will open the treasures of heaven, causing blessings to pour in ways no one can measure. Opportunities will come to you like rivers flowing into the sea. Ideas will spring forth like endless streams. Doors that were once closed will open, and none can shut them. But remember, blessings are not for you to hoard. They are to commission, to position, to anoint. I give not, so you may sit idle, but so you may rise, walk in purpose, and become a light to many. Walk in step with me. Do not rush ahead nor lag behind. Do not be guided by your own light, but let my word illuminate your path. Let my spirit lead. You will not walk alone. I have stationed angels to guard every step. I go before you as fire, stand beside you as a shield, remain behind you as protector, enveloping you with my presence. You will find safety, stability, and courage not from the world but from me. My child, the world may define you by your past, but I define you by destiny. I call you beloved, chosen, redeemed, placed in the position of light. You are not limited by past mistakes, not bound by former failures, not discarded by the words of others. You are shaped by my hand, called by my voice, led by my spirit, and I declare your future is full of hope. That hope is not empty, but as certain as an anchor securing a ship amid the storm. Therefore do not fear what lies ahead. Though the earth shakes, you will stand firm. Though many fall, you will rise. For you are hidden in the shadow of my wings, your name engraved in the palm of my hand, your destiny secured by my own word. No one can take what I have given, no power can stop what I have begun. Every time you seek me with a sincere heart, I will answer. Every time you call, I will hear. Every time you open your heart, I will come. You will not be abandoned, forgotten, or rejected. My beloved child, I am taking you deeper into this revelation, so that you may not only hear, but also live in the truth. What I have spoken to you is not merely to comfort in the moment, but to build a firm foundation for your life. I am constructing you as a strong tower in the midst of storms, like a mighty tree, casting shade over a parched land. The growth I give is not sudden, but step by step, layer by layer, so that nothing can shake it. As it is written, blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be like a tree planted by the water, sending out roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought, and never fails to bear fruit. Jeremiah 1:7-8. You are becoming that tree in my hands. You have grown accustomed to seeking me in hardship, but now I desire to teach you to seek me in abundance. You have learned to hold fast to me in the storm, and now you will learn to walk with me in peace. You have experienced my support in times of lack, and now you will experience my guidance in times of provision. What I am preparing is not merely to rescue you from crisis, but to bring you into fullness. As you enter this new season, you will no longer need to scramble to survive. You will walk in the rhythm of grace, where all things are arranged in perfect timing. Open your eyes to see how I have positioned you in a world that is shaking. Many are searching for certainty, confused, anxious, and directionless. Yet at this very moment I am placing you as a sign, a milestone, a testimony that God is still at work. The change in your life is not only for you, but so that others may witness my power through you. You will become the answer to someone else's prayers. You will become a bridge, leading them to the source of life. You will become living evidence that my goodness never ceases. Do not fear stepping into unfamiliar territories. You are not alone. I go before you to open the way. I stand beside you to protect you. I remain behind you to guard you. You do not need to light your own torch in the night, for I am the light guiding your steps. You do not need to find your way through the maze alone, for I am the way. You do not need to withstand the storm by yourself, for I am the refuge. Let my word be the compass that directs you. Let my spirit be the wind that propels you forward. Let my love be the anchor when waves rage. My child, I know the past has placed limits upon you. People have told you that you cannot, that you are unworthy, that you are insufficient. Even you may have believed those lies. But today, I broke every chain. I declare you free to become exactly what I have determined. I will give you a new name. I set you upon a new foundation. I lift you up to break the cycles that bound previous generations. You will not repeat the failures of your ancestors. You will start a new legacy. You will carry blessings for your entire lineage. You will stand as a pioneer, so that many may follow. Do not fear the magnitude of what I call you to do. I did not choose you because you are strong. I chose you so that I may show my strength through you. I do not require your perfection. I seek a heart of surrender. I do not need you to prepare everything. I need you ready to obey. Every time you say yes to me, you open the door for miracles. Every time you surrender, you open the path for grace. Every time you trust, you build a bridge between heaven and earth. Never underestimate the power of a trusting heart, for faith, even as small as a mustard seed, can move mountains, and I am the one who makes it happen. I want you to understand that what I am placing before you is not only material. I am giving you wisdom to manage discernment, to distinguish courage, to act humility, to receive. I am teaching you how to live in blessing without letting blessing draw you away from me. I am teaching you to be a faithful steward of the heavenly treasure, so that every coin, every hour, every opportunity reflects my glory. You will no longer need to chase after what others have. What I place in your hands will be sufficient, timely, and perfectly arranged. In the days ahead, you will see my signs, seemingly coincidental encounters, confirmations from Scripture, coming alive opportunities appearing at exactly the right moment. Do not ignore these signs. Do not overlook the gentle reminders of my Spirit. You will learn to discern my voice among many. You will learn to distinguish my guidance amid other invitations. You will walk not by the promptings of fear, but by the leading of peace. Let your soul expand. Do not allow past hurts to narrow your vision. Do not allow past failures to close doors. Do not allow old fears to slow your steps. I am rewriting your life story. I am breathing new life into old dreams. I am awakening a fresh passion within you. I am placing a new vision before you. You will no longer see yourself as abandoned, but as chosen. You will no longer live as a borrower, but as an heir. You will no longer tremble in the shadows, but stand firm under the light of the one who has called you. What I am doing is for a long season, not a fleeting moment. The blessings I give are not only for you to overcome today, but to build tomorrow. The renewal I bring is not merely for you to escape fear, but for you to step into freedom. The healing I grant is not just for you to be free from pain, but for you to become a source of healing for others. The provision I supply is not just for you to have enough to eat, but for you to become a provider of bread for the hungry. You will be a living witness to this promise. I will bless you, and you will be a blessing. Genesis 1:2-2. Therefore stand firm, open your arms wide. Prepare your spirit, clear away the old to make way for the new. Do not resist change, embrace it. Do not cling to what I have taken away, let it go. Do not fear the unknown, trust the one who leads. You are stepping into my promise, not into chaos. You are stepping into light, not darkness. You are stepping into fullness, not lack. And with every step you will see more clearly my goodness, until you can declare with the psalmist, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 2:3-6. My beloved child, I have shown you my hand at work in healing, in restoration, in provision. But now I desire for you to enter into a greater awareness. I am not only the one who rescues you from suffering, I am the one who calls you into holy partnership with me. You were not created merely to survive trials, but to become a living testament of my power and love. The transformation in you is not the end, but the beginning of a deeper journey, where you become the instrument I use to touch the world. Many stop when they receive blessings. They think that is the fullness, that they have reached the goal. But I say to you, blessing is only a door, not the palace. It is an invitation, not the entirety. When I grant you healing, abundance, renewal, it is not just for your satisfaction, but to equip you. You will become a bearer of light to those still in darkness. You will become a river, bringing living water to thirsty souls. You will become a lighthouse for those adrift in the seas of doubt. I have chosen you for a purpose greater than yourself. Remember how I worked in Scripture. When I blessed Abraham, it was not only for him to enjoy prosperity. I said, I will bless you, and you will be a blessing to all nations. Genesis 1:2-2. When I delivered the Israelites from Egypt, it was not merely to free them from slavery. I intended them to become a holy people, a kingdom of priests, so that all nations might witness my greatness through them. When I chose David, it was not only for him to defeat Goliath, but to shepherd my entire people. And my child, when I bless you, I am looking beyond you as well. I am positioning you for generations, for a far-reaching influence, for a work only you can fulfill in the way I have designed. I know this may cause you to tremble. You may ask yourself, am I capable? Am I strong enough? Am I worthy enough? But remember, I do not call the perfect, I call the willing. I do not seek the most talented, I seek the trusting. I do not choose you because you have it all. I choose you to show that my power is perfected in your weakness. You need only be ready to say, here I am, Lord, and I will handle the rest. As Moses thought he lacked words, as Jeremiah thought he was too young, as Gideon thought he was too small, I lifted them and made them mighty instruments, and I will do the same with you. Do not think that blessings are only for comfort, my child. I give you health so you can serve. I give you provision so you can build. I give you wisdom so you can lead. I give you joy so you can comfort the brokenhearted. Everything I place in your hands carries a divine purpose. You are given not to hoard, but to release. You are lifted not for pride, but to lift others with you. You are chosen not to stand apart, but to integrate into the grand design I have for humanity. When I call you into a great mission, opposition will arise. Every path with eternal significance meets resistance. The enemy does not fear when you only seek blessings. It trembles when you step into your mission. It knows that when you live according to purpose, many will be set free, many souls will be touched, many communities will be transformed. You will face battles, but remember, I fight for you. Weapons may form against you, but they will not prevail. Slander may rise, but it will not stand. Storms may surge, but you will not be swept away. For I go before you, I stand with you, I will never leave you. I have equipped you with everything you need. Within you is the fire I have lit, the oil I have poured, the word I have planted. Do not wait until you feel complete to act. As you step forward, I will open the way. As you speak, I will place words in your mouth. As you act, I will strengthen your hands. Do not fear the smallness of the first step, for a tiny seed can grow into a vast forest. Do not despise humble beginnings, for I delight in seeing them start. Remember, your life is not merely a single story, but a chapter in the great book I am writing for all humanity. When you obey, you do not only change yourself, but influence countless others you may never meet. Every act of obedience is a thread woven into the magnificent tapestry of my kingdom. You may not see it all now, but in heaven, every small choice of yours echoes into eternity. When you intercede, heaven stirs. When you share, souls are saved. When you stand firm, others are encouraged. When you trust, darkness is driven back. Therefore, rise up, embrace the mission, step out of your comfort zone. Let me lead you into new territories. Let me expand your influence. Let me transform you into one who carries fire, light, and life. For what I have begun in you is not for a single season, but for generations. You are positioned to become part of something greater than yourself, something that brings glory to me and salvation to many. My beloved child, I have called you to step beyond the limits of yourself into a life that holds meaning beyond the personal. But to remain steadfast on this journey, you must be equipped not only with blessings, but also with spiritual principles. These principles are like a compass and a guiding lamp. They not only keep you on the right path, but also help you stand firm when storms rise, helping you maintain a spiritual rhythm even when the world tries to pull you away from truth. Hear carefully, for these are not rigid rules, but the rhythm of life, the flow of grace. The first principle I want you to engrave on your heart is to manage time wisely. You have only one life, and every day you live is a seed sown into eternity. Do not let time pass in vain. Do not allow the fleeting or superficial to steal the precious hours I give you. Learn to discern the necessary from the trivial, the eternal from the temporary. I say, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. When you arrange your time according to the rhythm I have set, you will find harmony. Work will no longer feel burdensome, rest will no longer be shadowed by guilt, and prayer will become as natural as breath. Time is a gift, but also a responsibility. Use it as a wise steward, leaving no day without a mark of the sacred. The second principle is to choose your influences carefully. You live in a world full of voices, some encouraging, some doubting, some calling toward light, others dragging toward darkness. If you allow your mind to open to everything, sooner or later you will be overwhelmed. Be wise in selecting what you hear, read, see, and especially the people you allow to influence you. Scripture says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals." 1 Corinthians 1:5-3. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, those who encourage you toward truth, those who share the same thirst to seek me. You cannot walk this journey alone. Yet if you walk with the wrong companions, you will be led astray. Let the circle around you become a forge for your faith, not a pit dragging you down. The third principle, my child, is to nurture continual prayer. Prayer is not a ritual, but the breath of the soul. It is not only when you kneel, but in every moment when you whisper to me in your heart. It is an uninterrupted conversation, a flowing relationship, a bridge connecting you to heaven. Let prayer become the lifeblood nourishing your spirit. Let it be like your heartbeat never ceasing. When you are weary, prayer renews you. When you are confused, prayer illuminates. When you rejoice, prayer completes your joy. When you grieve, prayer becomes your refuge. Let nothing sever this flow, for it is through prayer that you hear my voice, feel my presence, and receive new strength to continue walking. The fourth principle is to maintain a heart of gratitude. My child, gratitude is not merely an emotion, but a way of life. When you are grateful, you will see blessings even in the smallest things. When you are grateful, you will perceive my hand in every detail. When you are grateful, your focus will shift from lack to what I have already done. Gratitude is the key that unlocks joy. Gratitude is the weapon that defeats bitterness. Gratitude is the mirror reflecting my faithfulness through every season. Scripture says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." 1 Thessalonians 5:1-8. My child, when you cultivate gratitude, you will never experience spiritual drought, for gratitude fills your soul with living water. These 4 principles, time management, discerning influences, continual prayer, and gratitude, are the foundation for a life that not only receives blessing, but also lives fully within purpose. Imagine managing time is like a clock, reminding you that every moment carries value. Discerning influences is like a fortress, protecting your mind from arrows of doubt. Continual prayer is like a river, refreshing your spirit. And gratitude is like a fire, keeping your heart warm and radiant. When these 4 merge, you will walk in a sacred rhythm, living proactively in grace rather than passively. Remember, the enemy will always seek to disrupt these principles. He wants to waste your time on the meaningless. He wants to surround you with harmful influences to weaken your faith. He wants to sever the flow of prayer so that you grow dry. He wants to sow bitterness to steal your gratitude. But I say, if you remain steadfast in these principles, you will stand firm. They will become your armor. They will keep you on the right path, despite the allure of shortcuts. They will protect you in truth, even as lies pour into your ears. When you live according to these principles, you will not only witness transformation in your own life, but also renewal in the circle around you. Your family will be blessed because you manage your time and prioritize the eternal. Your friends will be encouraged because you choose influences wisely and become a positive source of impact. Your community will be uplifted because you pray continually, not only for yourself, but for others. Those who are lost will be illuminated because your gratitude radiates joy despite circumstances. My child, this is how blessings spread. This is how the mission is accomplished. My beloved child, after teaching you to recognize purpose and providing the principles to remain steadfast on your journey, I now want to engrave one truth into your heart. Walking with me is not a sprint, but a lifelong journey. Every day, every season, every stage carries its own trials and grace. You will never cease to need me, and I will never cease to accompany you. Just as a father never abandons his child, a shepherd never forsakes the wandering sheep, and a fire never goes out in the night, my presence will always be there. There will be days when you walk with strong confidence, and days when you feel you have no strength for even a single step. There will be warm seasons, and there will be storms. There will be moments when you sense my nearness clearly, and moments when it seems I am silent. Yet I say, do not let emotions dictate your faith. Emotions fluctuate, but my word is steadfast forever. Walk in truth, not feelings. For truth does not waver while feelings change. And the truth is, I have never left you. You have seen how I work in difficult seasons, and you will also see how I work in seasons of abundance. I am not only the one who holds your hand when you are weak, but also the one who walks with you when you are strong. I do not only lift you when you stumble, but also train you when you stand firm. I do not only protect you when you fear, but also equip you when you are courageous. Life with me is not only about being rescued, it is about being commissioned. I save you to make you an instrument. I heal you so you may heal others. I bless you so you may bless nations. See this journey as a mosaic. Each piece, whether bright or dark, is necessary to complete the whole picture. There will be days when you feel a piece is too dark to contribute beauty. But I say, when you wait patiently and view it from my perspective, you will see that every piece has its place and purpose. Nothing is misplaced, nothing wasted. Even wounds, failures, and hurts become essential pieces so that when assembled, the picture of your life shines brilliantly in my hands. Prepare for new challenges. Do not think that because I have blessed you, hardships will disappear. The truth is, the greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility. The higher you rise, the stronger the winds. The larger your influence, the fiercer the opposition. But do not fear, for this only proves you are on the right path. The enemy does not waste arrows on those who remain idle. It targets those who move forward. If you feel heavily tested, it is because I am using you greatly. If the pressure feels intense, it is because I am lifting you higher. Do not forget, you do not fight alone. I have sent angels to guard you. I have placed my spirit within you. I have given my word as a sword, righteousness, as armor, salvation, as a helmet, faith, as a shield, and peace as shoes. You are equipped from head to toe. No arrow can pierce you when you stand under my protection. No force can defeat you when you hold my hand firmly. Even if you pass through fire, it will not consume you. Even if you walk through water, you will not drown. For I am the one who walks with you. In this journey, you must learn to see beyond the present. When you encounter hardship, do not focus only on the pain, but see the purpose I am refining in you. When you see a door closed, do not dwell solely on disappointment, but remember that I am preparing another door greater and wider. When you experience loss, do not fixate on the emptiness, but see the new life I am breathing into you. I am the one who turns ashes into glory, parched lands into rivers, deserts into lush gardens. Keep your eyes on me, and you will never be misled. Do not forget, this journey is not just for you. I am making you a lighthouse for others to find their way. When you recount what I have done, others will be encouraged. When you stand firm amidst storms, others will find hope. When you live with gratitude, others will witness joy. When you remain faithful in small things, others will learn lessons of faith. You are not walking alone. Every step you take leaves a trace for future generations. I do not call you to a life of mediocrity. I call you to an extraordinary life in my hands. This does not mean you must be prominent in the eyes of the world, but you will shine within the heavenly plan. You may not be known by all people, but I know you. You may not have your name recorded in human history, but it is inscribed in the book of life. You may not receive accolades from the world, but heaven rejoices in your faithfulness. Keep your eyes on me. Let each day pass not in worry, but in trust. Let each step be taken not in doubt, but in faith. Let every breath be drawn not in fear, but in prayer. Let every word spoken be not in bitterness, but in gratitude. Let your life become a song not only sung in the church, but echoed through every action, thought, and relationship. This is how you live fully in the divine purpose I have ordained. I have never and will never abandon you. I have begun a work for you, and I will complete it. I have sown seeds, and I will make them bear fruit. I have opened the way, and I will lead you to the goal. My faithfulness does not depend on your emotions, but on my nature. And my nature is unchanging love, boundless grace, inexhaustible mercy. Therefore, my child, stand firm, continue walking, trust that I am doing something new, and you are part of it. My beloved child, I know there are times when you ask, why do challenges come one after another? Why must I walk through fire, through water, through darkness? I tell you, challenges are not meant to destroy you, but to shape you. They are like fire testing gold, wind testing trees, turbulent seas testing a ship. No one I call is exempt from difficult journeys. It is through these journeys that your faith is refined, your strength formed, and your identity solidified. Without trials, you would never know where your roots truly lie. It is through trials that you recognize me as the unshakable foundation. Look back at the examples of faith in Scripture. Abraham had to leave his father's land for a place he had never known. all because of a promise. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and unjustly imprisoned. But through this process, he was trained to become a ruler who would bring salvation to a nation. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before becoming the liberator of Israel. David was hunted and had to hide in caves, yet those days shaped him into a king after my own heart. My child, these people were not challenged to be discarded, but to be prepared. You are no different. Trials do not make you weak. They are the pathway to becoming strong in me. I allow fire not to consume you, but to refine you. I allow storms to rise, not to drown you, but to teach you to stand firm. I allow tears to fall, not to exhaust you, but to cleanse your soul and sow seeds of hope. I say to you, not a single tear is wasted. No night of darkness is in vain. Everything is being used to mold you into the image I desire. Like a potter shaping clay on a wheel, I am forming you. Like a silversmith patiently applying heat, I keep my eyes on you until you reflect my image. I know sometimes you long to leave the fire early. You wish I would end the trial immediately. You cry out, "Lord, please take this away." But remember, if I let you leave the refining too soon, you would not be strong enough to carry the mission ahead. You need to be refined long enough so that when you stand in glory, you will not be swept away by pressure. You must be shaped deeply enough so that when you receive blessing, pride does not take its place. Trials are the classroom of the kingdom. No one enters glory without going through this school. Do not think I delight in your pain. On the contrary, I grieve with you. I empathize with you. When you weep, I hold you. When you tremble, I stand by you. When you feel abandoned, I whisper, "You are not alone." But true love does not only comfort, it disciplines. A loving father does not let his child remain forever small, but trains them to mature. I am the same. I love you too much to let you remain in weakness. I want you strong, steadfast, and resilient because I know your destiny requires these qualities. Consider the vine in the vineyard. If it is not pruned, it grows wild but bears no fruit. But when pruned, the dead branches are removed. Life flows into healthy shoots, and the harvest is abundant. Likewise, I remove from you what does not bear fruit. Relationships that no longer benefit, habits that hold you back, limiting thoughts. You may grieve the loss, but trust that through pruning, I am preparing a new season of fruit. As Jesus said, I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes that it may bear more fruit. John 1:5, 1-2. My child, trials also teach you to discern the temporary from the eternal. When you lose what you thought was everything, you realize that I am the one thing that cannot be lost. When you are abandoned by others, you learn that I am the one who never forsakes. When you experience lack, you understand that I am the inexhaustible source. It is precisely through absence, through silence, through scarcity, that you are taught to return to me. You will see that many things the world praises are fleeting. Only, I am the rock that never moves. It is precisely in hardship that you learn the strength of community. You will realize that you are not called to walk alone. When you are weak, there will be those to lift you up. When you tremble, there will be prayers surrounding you. When you fall, there will be hands to help you rise. I have given you a spiritual family, not to make you feel small, but to make you see that you are covered. They will become living proof that I always provide. Just as Moses had Aaron and Hur to hold up his hands, so too will I place people beside you to keep you from falling. Do not take lightly the battles you face. They are not random. They are evidence that you carry something precious. The enemy never wastes effort attacking someone who has nothing of value. If the pressure feels great, it is because the treasure within you is great. If the storm rages fiercely, it is because my promises over you are mighty, and fear not, for nothing the enemy does can thwart my plan. What it intends for harm, I turn for good. What it seeks to steal, I multiply for blessing. Therefore, change your perspective on trials. Do not see them as enemies, but as teachers. Do not see them as endings, but as doors opening to new chapters. Do not see them as judgment, but as refinement. Learn in the fire, stand firm in the storm, pray through tears, and sing praises even in prison. Just as Paul and Silas sang in the jail and the chains fell and the doors opened wide, so will you witness deliverance as you lift praise amid adversity. My child, the path of trials is not a dead end. It is the road to glory, and I, who have begun the work for you, will complete it. You will emerge from the refining fire brighter, firmer, stronger, more beautiful. You will carry not only the marks of pain, but the light of victory. You will become living evidence that trials are not the end, but a stepping stone to a glorious beginning, beloved child. As you go through trials, you do not emerge as you were before. Every crisis, every fire, every tear reshapes you. You do not merely overcome, you are transformed. The scars you carry are not signs of shame, but proof of deliverance. The losses you have suffered are not endings, but fertile ground for new life to grow. I use what the enemy intended for your destruction as the building blocks of your glory. As Joseph said to his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 5:0-20. I will do the same in your life. Do you see that what was once your weakness becomes your greatest strength? Where you once trembled, you will now stand firm. Where you once failed, you will now prevail. Where you once lost, you will now be multiplied. Not because you deserve it, but because I want to demonstrate that my power is made perfect in your weakness. The world will marvel. How can it be? How can one who fell so low now stand so firm? How can one who lost so much now walk in abundance? And you will answer them, it is the work of the living God. Transformation is not only outward, it happens deep within your spirit. When you pass through fire, the worthlessness is burned away. When you pass through storms, the superficial is swept aside. When you pass through darkness, illusions are erased. And you are left with pure faith, deep love, and enduring hope. You step forth no longer bound by old chains, no longer carrying old burdens, no longer defined by old limitations. You step forth with a new identity, a new freedom, a new vision. You become a refined instrument for me to use in great work. Child, I do not allow trials to pass without producing results. Every difficult journey yields something precious. Patience, humility, compassion, faith, all are born from trials. Without suffering, you would never know the sweetness of joy. Without loss, you would never fully understand the value of blessing. Without darkness, you would never behold the full beauty of light. Trials are the nursery in which qualities are cultivated that no earthly school can teach. I want you to look at the examples of those who went before you. Joseph came out of prison to become ruler of a nation. Job, after losing everything, received double. Peter, who once denied his master, became a preacher who brought thousands to repentance on Pentecost. Paul, who persecuted the church, became an apostle who spread the gospel to the nations. Do you see? These people were not defined by failure, but by transformation, and I am doing the same for you. Failure is not the end. It is merely a comma in the great story I am writing. Beloved, when I transform you, it is not only for your benefit. I transform you so that you become a witness. What you have endured, you will use to uplift others. The pain you once suffered, you will turn into comfort. The wounds you once bore, you will transform into healing for others. I will use you as a stream to refresh the thirsty, as a bridge to bring the despairing back to hope, as a fire to warm cold souls. Your transformation is never only for you, it is for all those around you. Look back at the wounds that once made you want to give up. See the losses that once caused you to fall. Now, as I transform them, They become living proof that I am the God of restoration. You will recount this story, and others will be lifted. You will testify, I was once weak, but now I am strong in the Lord. I was once in need, but now I abound in Him. I was once in despair, but now I am filled with hope. Your life story will become a song for generations to come. Do not fear when you see the broken pieces. Do not be discouraged when you see empty spaces. I am the one who turns fragments into masterpieces. I am the one who turns dust into precious vessels. I am the one who turns deserts into gardens of bloom. Place everything in my hands, and I will weave a tapestry beyond even your imagination. You will see that what you thought was a loss is really preparation. What you thought was an ending is truly the doorway to a new beginning. What you thought was suffering is actually the foundation for glory. I want you to hold this in your heart. Transformation is not a single event, but a process. Each day, each step, each season contributes. Do not become discouraged if you do not yet see the whole picture. Do not give up simply because the results are not yet visible. Trust that I am at work bit by bit, layer by layer. And one day you will look back and see that you are no longer the same. You will clearly see that I have guided you, protected you, and transformed you. Prepare yourself for a new chapter. You cannot carry every old burden. You cannot cling to every old habit. You cannot live within old definitions. I am calling you out of the past to step into the future. Release so that you may grasp. Leave behind so that you may move forward. Trust so that you may experience. My transformation is not only for your freedom, but also for your positioning, positioned in my promises, positioned in your mission, positioned in glory. Once you have been transformed live as a lamp, do not hide the light. Do not suppress your testimony. Do not fear what others may think. You do not need to be perfect to be used. You only need to be faithful. I will place words in your mouth, fire in your heart, and strength in your hands. You will go to the places I send you, meet the people I want to touch, and speak the words I have given. You will become living proof that trials are not the end, but a springboard to a life of glory. My beloved child, I want to open for you a broader picture of what I have done and am doing through trials, transformation, and positioning. For everything you experience never stops at you alone. It is a testimony, a light, the beginning of a journey whose influence extends beyond what your eyes can see. Know this, your life does not end in what you see today. You are being positioned for a future where you become a living instrument, where blessings flow through your life to refresh countless thirsty souls, where your voice and presence bear witness that God still acts in this world. The world longs for hope. People may hide fear behind smiles, mask emptiness with success, cover anxiety with temporary joy. Yet deep down their souls cry out for something lasting. And I am shaping you to be the answer to those silent cries. Not because you are perfect, but because you are proof that I can turn brokenness into beauty, ashes into glory, darkness into light. When others see transformation in you, they will recognize hope for themselves. When they hear your story, they will believe that what I did for you, I can do for them. Look back, there were times you thought yourself worthless, hopeless, without a future. But I lifted you, I cleansed you. I gave you a new name. You have walked through restoration, and now you walk in freedom. You are no longer defined by failure, but by redemption. You no longer live in fear, but in faith. You no longer wander in darkness, but shine as a lamp. This is your mission, to be living proof that no one is too far for me to save, no soul too dark for me to illuminate, no life too broken for me to restore. Prepare your spirit to become a voice among your generation. You will not only recount the past, but proclaim the present and future. You will speak encouragement to the fallen. You will give faith to the doubting. You will sow hope to the desperate. You will bring healing to the broken. I will grant you words filled with power, not the power of human knowledge, but the power of my Spirit. When you speak, souls will be touched. When you pray, chains will be broken. When you walk, darkness will be pushed back. My child, you do not walk alone in this journey. I have placed companions around you, fellow warriors in faith, brothers and sisters in the Spirit, to support, encourage, and share with you. Do not try to carry everything alone. Let community be the place where you are strengthened. Let spiritual connections be the fortress that protects you. For I never call you to live in isolation. I call you to live in the body, where each person is a part, each carries a function, and together they reflect my glory. The mission will not always be easy. There will be those who misunderstand. There will be those who reject. There will be those who ridicule. But hear me, my child, do not let their voices shake you, for my words over you are higher than all others. I have called you chosen, beloved, sent. That is your true identity. Do not let human words steal your joy. Do not let their gaze extinguish your flame. Do not let their doubts slow your steps. Keep your eyes on me and walk firmly, for you do not walk for people, but for the one who has called you. I speak to you, my child. Your future will not be like your past. You no longer need to return to old cycles, nor be bound by old limitations. I have opened a new path, and you will walk on it. You will step into territories that your family has never dared to dream of. You will break the chains that have held previous generations captive. You will create a new legacy, a legacy of faith, hope, and love. You will not live only for the present, but you will sow seeds for the future. The next generation will inherit blessings from your obedience. Imagine a day when others look at your life and say, "If God did that for them, surely He can do it for me too." Picture the testimonies flowing from your mouth, touching souls who have never known the truth. Picture families restored because of your faithfulness. Picture young people rediscovering purpose because you lived according to my calling. Picture communities transformed because you ignited a flame of hope. This is the vision I want you to embrace. This is the mission I want you to live fully. Believe, my child, that all I have done in the past was only the beginning. I have much more for you. What you see is only the first sprout. I have an entire forest ahead. What you experience is only the first drop of water. I have a plentiful rain coming. What you have received is only a small promise. I have a treasure yet unopened. Do not stop at what has already come. Do not close your heart to complacency. Expand, prepare, expect, for I am the God who provides more abundantly than all you can ask or imagine. Therefore, rise as one who has been transformed, as one who carries hope, as one who is positioned. Walk with unwavering faith, deep love, and blazing hope. Let your life be a light shining a river, refreshing a bridge, connecting a song of encouragement. Live as one who knows they are chosen, anointed, and sent. Remember, you are not only one who has endured trials, but one who turns trials into triumphs. You are not only one who has been saved, but one who brings salvation to many souls. You are not only one who bears testimony, but living proof itself. And through your life, many will come to know me. My beloved, I want you to understand a fundamental truth for every step of life. You never walk alone, for I go before you. Before you reach any place, I am already there. Before you face any battle, I have prepared your weapons. Before you encounter any challenge, I have supplied the solution. Before you speak a prayer, I already know your heart. My presence does not only follow to comfort, but goes ahead to make a way. Here is the great truth: you are not stepping into the unknown, you are stepping into what I have already ordained. Look back at history, and you will see this principle revealed many times. When the Israelites left Egypt, I did not merely lead them out, I went before them. By day, I was in the pillar of cloud to guide them. By night, I was in the pillar of fire to illuminate their path. Not a single step was outside my province. When they faced the Red Sea, seemingly a dead end, I parted the waters before them. When they journeyed through the barren wilderness, I provided manna from heaven and water from the rock. When they entered the promised land, I sent angels ahead to prepare the way. My child, I do this not only for them, but for you today. Remember the words of Abraham's servant when seeking a wife for Isaac. The Lord God will send his angel before you, Genesis 2:4-7. This is an eternal principle. I do not send you without going before you. I always go ahead to guide, protect, and prepare. My child, you do not see the full path, but I do. You do not know every detail, but I do. You cannot foresee every turn, but I have planned it. So rest in this. You do not need to hold the entire map. Only hold my hand. There will be times when you worry. What will tomorrow bring? Will I be enough? Am I strong enough to face it? My child, I say to you, do not fear the future, for I am already there. When you wake tomorrow, I am there before you. When you step into battle, I have prepared victory. When you face a closed door, I already have the key for another door. When you see darkness, I have lit a fire to guide your way. You never walk ahead of me. I always go before you. Therefore you can walk not with trembling, but with confidence. Reflect, my child, if a soldier knows that their king goes before them, they will not fear. If a child knows their parents have cleared the way, they will not worry. Then why doubt when the Creator who holds the universe goes before you? I not only open the way, but I stand with you. I am both a pioneer and a companion. I go before I stand beside. I guard behind. You are fully covered by my presence. There will be moments when you feel my silence, when you think you are alone. But my child, in that silence, I am still at work. When a door closes, I am preparing another. When delays occur, I am arranging everything for the right timing. When you are blocked, I am keeping you from paths leading to ruin. I never let you step into a place my grace cannot sustain. So do not fear delays. Do not tremble at closed doors. Do not lose heart at detours. All is within my plan, the plan I wrote before you even cried your first cry. I also want you to know that my going before you does not mean you will not face trials. Storms will still rise. Mountains will still block the way. Seas will still roar. But the difference is this: you do not face them alone. I do not remove the challenges, but I turn them into stepping stones. I do not clear all obstacles, but I provide the tools for you to overcome. I do not eliminate darkness, but I place light within you to illuminate it. Therefore, instead of asking, "Why are there trials?" ask, "What is God teaching me? What is He preparing me for that is greater?" Remember my promise in Isaiah 4:5-2. I will go before you and make the rough places smooth. I will break doors of bronze and cut through bars of iron. That is my nature, the way opener. No barrier is too strong, no door too firm, no dungeon too dark. When I go before you, every wall must fall, every high mountain must be lowered, every valley must be lifted. When I go before you, you no longer walk in uncertainty, but in the certainty that my mighty hand is clearing the way. My child, every day you live is the fulfillment of a plan far greater than you imagine. You may think you are doing small things, but I am weaving them into a grand masterpiece. You may think you are taking ordinary steps, but I am placing them on a sacred trajectory. You may think you are lost, but I am using that detour to lead you to the destination. When you trust, you will see all things connected. No step is meaningless, no day is wasted, no season is out of place. My beloved, I have spoken that I go before you preparing the path and giving you strength. But I also want you to know to walk fully in the sacred purpose I have ordained. You must not only trust my guidance, but also wisely apply practical principles in your life. These principles are like the 4 pillars supporting a house. If one is missing, the whole structure becomes unsteady. They are not rigid laws, but the rhythm of a full and abundant life. Let me lead you step by step to ingrain them in your heart and practice them each day. Principle 1. Manage your time according to the sacred rhythm. My child, time is a precious gift I give equally to everyone, no one more, no one less. But how you use it determines where you will go and who you will become. Time is like golden grain slipping through your fingers. If you do not hold them, they vanish forever. You have spent hours on meaningless things, minor concerns and worries that yield no fruit. Now I teach you to manage time as a faithful steward. Remember, each day carries an opportunity to sow eternal seeds. When you pray, when you love, when you help others, you are investing in heavenly treasure. Do not think I call you to live in a rush, chasing a packed schedule. No, my child, I call you to live in rhythm. There is a time to work, a time to rest, a time to sow, a time to reap, a time to be still, a time to act. As it is written, to everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. When you place time in my hands, you will see me arrange everything at the right moment. You will learn to say no to what drains you without producing fruit. You will learn to prioritize the eternal over the temporary. You will realize that an hour in my presence is worth more than 1,000 elsewhere. And when you manage time wisely, you will walk in freedom, not stretched, not distracted, but living in sacred focus. Principle 2. Carefully select influences and relationships. My child, you do not live in a vacuum. Your mind, heart, and soul are shaped by what you allow in daily. Some influences bring life, others lead to ruin. You cannot block every voice, but you can choose what you allow to enter. I advise you, be wise. Do not let lies creep into your heart. Do not let toxic relationships draw you away from me. Do not let worthless habits erode your energy. Scripture warns, do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals, 1 Corinthians 1:5-3. Choose companions who encourage you in faith, lift you when weary, remind you of my promises when you forget. Choose sources that nourish your mind with truth, not fear. Choose to read what strengthens your soul, not what sows doubt. Choose to hear voices that uplift, not extinguish the flame. My child, you are the sum of what you receive. If you allow my truth to reign, you will bear fruit. If you allow the world to sow, you will be barren. I do not call you to close your heart, fearing everything. I call you to be light in darkness, yet to keep strong boundaries for your soul. Like a city with walls, like a garden with fences, your soul needs borders. Guard them with wisdom. Know when to receive and when to refuse. Remember, not every word is worth remembering. Not every relationship is worth investing in. When you select influences wisely, you create an environment of life, a sphere where your faith can sprout and flourish. Principle 3. Maintain continuous prayer. My child, prayer is not merely the moments when you kneel, but the ongoing breath of your soul. It is like a heartbeat that never stops, like a river that always flows. Prayer does not occur only in hardship, but also in joy, in work, in rest. It is an uninterrupted connection between you and me. I do not call you to use ornate words. I call you to speak sincerely. I do not seek elaborate rituals. I seek a heart turned toward me. Learn to whisper to me every moment. As you walk, say, Lord, please guide me. As you work, say, Lord, grant me wisdom. When you rejoice, say, thank you, Lord. When you are in sorrow, cry out, comfort me, Lord. Do not think that I only listen to long prayers. I hear every sigh, every tear, every silence full of trust. Pray without ceasing, 1 Thessalonians 5:1-7. This is not a burden, but a privilege. Prayer keeps your spirit fresh and allows you to recognize my presence in every detail. Prayer is also where you hear my voice. Do not only speak, but listen. Sometimes I answer in the peace that fills your heart. Sometimes I answer through a scripture that becomes alive. Sometimes I answer through the counsel of a faithful one, and sometimes I answer through silence for you to learn trust. Do not disregard that silence. It is not absence, but an invitation to step deeper into reliance. Principle 4. Live a life of gratitude. My child, gratitude is not only for favorable circumstances, but for every situation. Be grateful when blessed, and be grateful when passing through trials. Gratitude is not for good outcomes, but because I am always good. Gratitude opens your eyes to blessings, even in the smallest things. Gratitude opens your ears to hear my promises, even in the dark. Gratitude opens your heart to receive more. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5:1-8. My child, gratitude is a spiritual weapon. It defeats bitterness, breaks complaints, and prevents comparison. When you are grateful, you see my hand in every detail. When you are grateful, you are no longer imprisoned by lack, but live in abundance. When you are grateful, each day becomes a song of praise. Do not wait for great blessings to be grateful. Begin with the small things, the breath you take, morning light, a smile, a word of encouragement. When you train your soul to be grateful, you will see that blessings are not far off, but present in every moment. And when you live in gratitude, you will always feel abundant, not because you have everything, but because you recognize that I am everything. My child, these 4 principles, managing time, choosing influences, wisely continuous prayer, and living in gratitude, will help you walk firmly in the sacred purpose I have ordained. They are not burdens, but wings to lift you higher. They are not chains, but keys that open the door to freedom. When you keep them in your heart, you will not only survive, you will thrive. You will not only follow, but walk in harmony with me. You will not only receive blessings, but become a blessing to many others. My beloved, I have spoken to you about going before you, preparing all things, and I have taught you principles to keep your steps steady. Yet there is a deeper truth I want to engrave. It is not only that I open the way, nor only that you follow principles, but the rhythm of walking with me. If you rush, you will miss my protection. If you go too slowly, you will miss the opportunity. But when you step in rhythm with me, you will find yourself always in the right place at the right time at the right season. Remember, spiritual life is not a hurried race, but a journey with the rhythm of trust. Sometimes I tell you to stop to wait. Sometimes I urge you forward to act. Sometimes I guide you around not because there is no straight path, but because I want to shield you from hidden dangers. You may not understand fully, but trust that my rhythm is perfect. Learn to attune your heart to the heartbeat of heaven and walk in that rhythm. There will be those ahead of you moving quickly, and you may feel slow. My child, do not compare. I have a rhythm for each person. Some are called to step swiftly, some are called to step slowly, yet all move under my guidance. Do not let external pressure make you rush. Do not let fear make you hesitate. Let only my voice determine your steps. You will find that walking in the right rhythm leads to the goal without exhaustion, to victory without collapse. I want you to recognize the value of waiting for the right season. You may think waiting is wasted time, but it is when I am preparing within you. Like a seed buried in the soil, you see nothing, yet life is sprouting inside. Waiting does not mean uselessness. Waiting is the stage of unseen growth. If you force a flower to bloom early, it will wither. But when it blooms in its season, its beauty is complete. Let your life bloom in the season I have ordained. Conversely, there are times I tell you to step out immediately, when opportunity comes, when a door opens, when the harvest season is ready. If you hesitate, you will miss it. Therefore, you need a discerning heart to know when to wait and when to act. Let me be your measure. When you sense deep peace, it is a signal to move. When you feel a strong spiritual, urging it is a signal to act. And when you hear me say, stand still, Do not fear what others think. My rhythm is the balance between patience and courage. Walking in rhythm also means trusting the process. Many times you want to see results immediately. You pray and expect an answer now. You sow a seed and hope to reap instantly. But I say there is a time to sow, a time to reap, a time to rest, a time to blossom. If you dig up the soil each day to see if the seed has sprouted, you will kill it. You must learn to sow in faith, wait in hope, and harvest in joy. Do not rush, do not grow discouraged. Let me operate according to the process. For I know when you are ready to receive and when the blessings are ready to be given. Walking in rhythm with me is stepping with humility. Do not think you can navigate by your own light. Do not think you can build with your own strength. Everything you have comes from me. When you are humble, you will hear my voice easily. When you are prideful, my voice is drowned out by your own self. Always remember, you are not the leader of this journey. I am the guide. You only need to hold my hand step in rhythm and let me decide the direction. I also want you to understand that walking in rhythm is not only personal but communal. I place you within a body larger than yourself. Your rhythm must harmonize with the rhythm of the church, with the community of believers. Sometimes I want you to slow down, to walk with the weak. Sometimes I want you to step forward to lead others. Sometimes I want you to walk alongside to support, share, and bear witness. Your rhythm joined with the rhythm of others creates a divine symphony where each person fulfills their role and all together glorify me. My child, to maintain this rhythm, you must keep your soul vigilant. Watch so you do not fall asleep in comfort. Be alert so you are not deceived by temptation. Be sensitive so you do not miss my whispers. Like a guard standing on the city wall, like a lamp burning through the night, keep yourself awake. For I say, behold, I come like a thief. Blessed is the one who stays awake and keeps his clothes with him. Revelation 1:6-1:5. The vigilant will not be surprised. The vigilant will step in rhythm. The vigilant will always be ready when I act. Finally, walking in rhythm means living in my presence. Do not think my presence appears only when you pray or worship in a church. No, I am with you in every moment when you eat, when you work, when you converse, when you rest. If you are aware that I am always there, you will walk in unshakable peace. Though the world trembles, you will stand firm. Though others fall, you will rise. For you know my hand covers you. My promise upholds you. My love sustains you. My child, engrave this deeply in your heart. Your journey is not a solitary one. I have gone before you. I walk with you, and I stand behind you to protect. You need not fear, be confused, or be anxious. You only need to keep in rhythm, so your steps align with mine. And when you do, you will miss nothing I have ordained. You will step into the right season. You will reap in the season I have promised. You will live fully in the mission I wrote for you before the foundation of the world. My beloved, I remind you, faith is the feet that take you forward, but hope is the life flowing through your heart so that you do not falter. Without hope, faith becomes burdensome, but when hope burns brightly, faith becomes joy. I know the world has disappointed you many times. You have placed hope in people, and they betrayed you. You have placed hope in circumstances, and they changed. You have placed hope in yourself, and you stumbled. That is why I give you a different kind of hope, not from the earth but from heaven, not upon the temporary but upon the eternal. This is heavenly hope, hope without shame, hope that keeps your soul steady amid raging seas. As Scripture says, we have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. Hebrews 6:1-9. Imagine a ship on the ocean. Storms rise, waves crash, violently winds howl. Without an anchor, the ship will be swept away, driven off course, shattered. But when the anchor is dropped, the ship stands firm, unharmed by the raging sea. Your soul is the same. If you anchor it to people or things, it will be swept away by life's waves. But if you anchor it to me, who never changes you, will stand firm. Heavenly hope is the anchor that secures your soul regardless of storms. Hope is not wishful thinking. It is not fragile desire, nor positive thoughts made by human effort. Heavenly hope is the certainty that I am faithful, that my promises will come to pass, that what I have begun in you, I will complete. It does not depend on feelings, it does not depend on circumstances, but on my unchanging nature. When you hold this hope, you will have strength to smile through tears, to sing in chains, to rise amidst failure. Heavenly hope does not only prevent you from falling, it also empowers you to move forward. Like the sun making flowers bloom, hope enlivens your soul. Like cool water quenching a traveler in the desert, hope refreshes your soul when you are dry. Like fire warming the shivering in the night, hope lights your heart when darkness surrounds. With hope you will not merely exist but live vibrantly. With hope you will not only endure but conquer. Look at the examples of those who went before. Abraham hoped against hope, yet believed, becoming the father of many nations. David sang praises from the cave because he hoped for my deliverance. Paul wrote letters of encouragement from prison because he hoped for the day of glory. These people were not strong because of skill, but because heavenly hope illuminated their souls, and so will you. When you place your hope in me, you will find a new source of energy, not from caffeine, not from applause, but from my spirit. I know there will be days when you feel exhausted, long nights when you cry and no one understands, mornings when you do not want to rise, moments when you ask, is it worth it? Will it succeed? Am I deceiving myself? But I say to you, heavenly hope will answer. It will speak. The one who promised is faithful. He will complete what he began. That word will rise to defend your soul against every voice of negativity. When you hold hope, you will no longer hear the lies of the enemy, but hear clearly my truth. Hope does not make you forget reality, but it helps you see reality through the lens of heaven. It does not deny that you are in fire, but it reminds you that the fire will not consume you. It does not deny that you are in water, but it reminds you that you will not drown. It does not deny that you are in pain, but it reminds you that I am healing you. Hope is a second pair of eyes, the eyes that see the invisible, the eyes that see the promises beyond circumstances. And when you look through these eyes, you will not falter. Keep hope like a soldier guards a sword, like a farmer guards seeds, like a mother guards her child. Do not let it fall. Do not let it go out. Do not let it be stolen. For the enemy knows that if he takes your hope, you will lose strength. He does not fear that you are weary or weak, as long as you still have hope. But if he steals your hope, you will collapse. Therefore, my child, guard hope with prayer, with my word, and with spiritual community. Nurture hope by remembering what I have done, by recalling my promises, and by singing even when you do not see the results. My child, I declare to you, heavenly hope is the vital energy that carries you through every season. When you carry it in your heart, you will walk with resilience. You will not be shaken by bad news. You will not tremble before challenges. You will not give up midway. On the contrary, you will keep walking, keep trusting, keep singing, for your soul is anchored in my certainty. Beloved, I want you not only to understand that heavenly hope is a source of energy, but also to learn how this hope operates, flowing into every corner of your life. Hope is not just a beautiful concept in your mind. It is practical power that transforms how you see, how you think, how you speak, and how you act. It does not remain theoretical, but manifests in each daily decision. And in that manifestation, your life becomes a testimony that I am still at work, that I am faithful, and that my word is still powerful. First, heavenly hope transforms your thoughts. The mind is a battlefield where thousands of thoughts clash daily. The voice of anxiety, the whispers of doubt, the lies of the enemy. But hope is like a steadfast warrior standing guard, blocking the harmful streams of thought. When fear says, "You will fail," hope responds, "I will complete the work I have begun with you." When sadness says, "Nothing will ever change," hope whispers, "I am doing something new. You will see it sprout." When despair says there is nothing left to hope, for hope rises, you will witness the glory of God. And my child, when your mind is filled with heavenly hope, it will no longer be soil for seeds of negativity, but a flourishing garden of faith. Next, heavenly hope strengthens your soul. There are times your soul feels weary and burdened, as if carrying the weight of the world. But when heavenly hope enters, it is like cool water flowing over parched land. It soothes tension, heals invisible wounds, and ignites joy in places once dark. You will find yourself more resilient, able to endure longer, no longer easily falling. For hope is not only comfort, it is inner strength. It is like roots sinking deep into the ground, holding a tree firm despite raging winds. When your soul is anchored in hope, you will not be swept away by fleeting circumstances, but will stand firm in my peace. Moreover, heavenly hope affects your actions. When hope burns brightly, you will dare to step to try to trust in things beyond your ability. Hope prevents you from sitting idle in temporary safety, encouraging you to step into the new land I promised. Hope moves you from passivity to sowing, acting, building. When you carry hope, your hands will work with joy, your feet will move with eagerness, and your lips will speak encouragement. Others may call this optimism, but I call it the power of hope. Heavenly hope does not stop within you, it radiates to others. When your eyes shine with hope, the weary will find reason to rise. When you speak words of hope, the despairing will find strength to continue. When you live by hope, those around you will recognize that there is a source of energy beyond human capability. You will become a lamp shining in the darkness, a cool breeze in the desert, a drop of fresh water in the midst of thirst. And this is the purpose of me making you an instrument not only to hold for yourself, but to share with many. I know there will be times when you feel too weak to hold on to hope. But remember, heavenly hope does not come from your will, but from my faithfulness. You do not need to generate hope yourself. You only need to open your heart to receive it. Just as the sun rises whether you wake or not, hope from me is always available. You only need to turn toward the light. When you are weak, hope lifts you. When you are weary, hope strengthens you. When you stumble, hope helps you rise. You do not need to hold hope with your own strength, for hope itself holds you. Train yourself to nurture hope daily. When you read, my word, hope is sown. When you pray, hope is watered. When you praise, hope blooms. When you remember what I have done in the past, hope grows. And when you bear witness to my works, hope spreads. Do not let a day pass without adding oil to the lamp of hope. Do not let bad news, negative voices, or dark circumstances extinguish it. Guard it as one guard treasure, for it is the life-giving energy that carries you to the end of your journey. I want you to understand that hope not only keeps your soul safe, but also shapes your future. When you hope in me, you are sowing seeds for tomorrow. Every prayer in hope is a seed. Every action in hope is a seed. Every word in hope is a seed. And one day you will see the whole field in bloom. Do not underestimate small seeds. Do not grow discouraged when results are not immediate. I am working in silence, and in season you will reap with joy. My child, let heavenly hope become the rhythm of your life. Do not let it appear only in church or when reading a passage of Scripture. Let it accompany you into the streets, into your workplace, into your family, into every conversation. Let it echo in your voice, shine in your eyes, breathe through every action. Then you will not only carry hope, you will embody hope. Others will recognize it not through eloquent sermons, but through the way you live each day. Do not forget, heavenly hope never dies. It may be as small as a mustard seed, yet it is powerful enough to move mountains. It may be as fragile as a thread, yet it is strong enough to pull you through the deepest valleys. It may be obscured by clouds, yet it never goes out. For its source does not come from you, but from me, the one who died and rose again, the one who holds the keys of life and death, the one who promises and always keeps the promise. Be certain of this: when you hold hope in me, you will never be disappointed. Beloved child, after I have shown you that heavenly hope is life-giving energy, and after I have led you through how hope operates in daily life, now I want to open before you a bigger picture. This picture does not end with today, but stretches into the future, a future that is not closed, but wide open, not limited by fear, but shaped by eternal hope. For heavenly hope does not merely carry you through seasons of testing, it leads you into seasons of release, where the seeds you sow in tears will bloom in joy. My child, I know you have thought that hope is only to help you rise when you fall or to prevent despair when all seems lost. But the truth is, hope carries a greater power. It directs your destiny. It does not merely keep your soul standing. It opens doors that lead to places I have prepared. Like a compass guiding a traveler through the wilderness, heavenly hope points you to the right path. It does not just keep you from being lost, it leads you straight to the purpose I have set. When you grasp this hope, you not only survive trials, but draw nearer to fulfilling the divine plan for your life. Heavenly hope never stands still. It is like a river, always flowing, always expanding, always leading you to deeper places. Once you begin living in hope, you will see new horizons unfolding. You will realize that you are not limited by your birthplace, constrained by past failures, or imprisoned by what others have said. Heavenly hope will break every chain, expand every boundary, and carry you into the promised land, not only in material terms, but in your soul, your heart, and your mission. I have promised that I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 2:9-11. This promise is not only for the first days of your faith, but for the entire journey. It is still effective today, and it will remain so until the very end. This means that no matter where you are now, on the heights or in the depths, your future in me is always bright, always expansive, always certain. Heavenly hope has another work: it connects generations. You may think that the sacrifices, prayers, and tears you offer affect only your life, but I tell you that hope will become a legacy flowing through you to your children, to those after you, even to souls you have never met. Each time you hope in me, you are building a spiritual inheritance. It not only preserves you, but also raises an entire generation. And one day they will say, "Our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors hoped in God, and that became a source of blessing for us." Do not think that dark seasons have stolen opportunity. In truth, I use darkness as a backdrop so the light of hope may shine brighter. Do not think that years of loss are wasted. They become evidence that hope is not shameful. Do not think that delayed promises are signs that I have forgotten you. They are opportunities for your hope to take deeper root, so that when harvest comes, it will be abundant and enduring. My child, remember that I am the one who never fails. What I have spoken, I will accomplish. What I have begun, I will complete. Child, I want you to walk with eyes looking beyond the present. Heavenly hope does not allow you to see only what the eyes behold or the ears hear, but compels you to see the invisible. It is like Abraham, who looked at the stars and saw not only small lights, but descendants as numerous as the stars in the sands of the sea. It is like Joseph, who in the prison saw not the stone walls, but the throne I had appointed. It is like Ezekiel, who gazed upon the valley of dry bones and saw not death, but an army revived. My child, I want you to see in the same way, with the eyes of hope. If you live each day in heavenly hope, you will no longer fear tomorrow. When others tremble in uncertainty, you will stand firm. When the world shakes, you will be at peace. When doors seem closed, you will still sing, for you know I hold the keys. Others may ask, how can you remain calm amid the storm? How can you smile in the tempest? And the answer will not be that you are strong, but that heavenly hope flows within you. Let hope become the bridge that carries you from today to the day of glory. It will take you from the present to the future, from suffering to blessing, from trials to victory. It will lead you over towering mountains, through deep valleys, across arid deserts, and bring you to overflowing rivers, to the abundant land of promise. You will not walk in uncertainty, but in assurance, not because of circumstances, but because the one who has promised you is faithful. I want you to engrave this in your heart. Heavenly hope does not end when you receive what you long for. It does not disappear when the promise is fulfilled. On the contrary, it opens new hope, new vision, a new picture. Heavenly hope always expands, always stretches further, always calls you to rise higher. It is like a fire that never goes out, continuously lighting the way and leading you to fullness. Therefore, do not view hope merely as a tool for survival. See it as a doorway to the future. Let hope become the rhythm of your life, the song of your soul, the light of your eyes, and the direction of your days. And when you step into the future with heavenly hope, you will see not only yourself transformed, but those around you drawn into that same light. Beloved child, remember, heavenly hope is not merely a promise, it is a guarantee. It is not just a dream, but a reality I have ordained. It is not merely comfort, but a conquering strength. When you hold hope, you grasp destiny, walk in plan, and step into the harvest season. And one day, when you look back, you will see that hope carried you through the darkest days, that hope opened doors for you, that hope brought you to the place I promised. All the blessings I have given you are not simply for your comfort, but to send you into a greater mission. From the beginning of your journey, I have refined you through trials, upheld you in hope, and given you life-giving energy from heaven. Now you stand at a new threshold, where I will use your very life as a powerful instrument in my hand. What you receive is not only to keep for yourself, but to become a flowing stream, refreshing the thirsty souls around you. You may have thought faith and hope were only to help you survive, but I tell you, they are the foundation for me to build something greater through you. Every tear you have shed, every wound you have borne, every failure you have endured is not meaningless. They are fertile soil for me to sow the seeds of mission. They are evidence that when I work, I turn brokenness into glory. And that is why you can rise and say to others, if God has done it for me, He can do it for you too. Remember that every blessing I place in your hands comes with purpose. I do not give health merely for comfort, but that you may serve comfort and lift others. I do not open financial doors merely for abundance, but that you may be a faithful steward, sowing and supporting the work of my kingdom. I do not pour favor upon you merely for elevation, but that you may use that favor to benefit the community. My child, understand that all I give is wrapped in heavenly purpose. Now I am leading you into a new season, a season of mission and expansion. This means I will not let you remain in familiar safety. I will challenge you to go further, to trust greater, to work wider. I will place you in new circumstances where you must rely entirely on me to see the miraculous. Do not fear this expansion, for it is the sign that I am at work. You do not walk alone. My angels go before you, my spirit dwells within you, and my presence surrounds you. Often you may ask, why am I chosen? Why am I sent? The answer is simple. I see your heart. Others look at ability, but I look at faithfulness. Others measure by achievements, but I measure by devotion. You have been faithful in small matters, and now I place you in greater tasks. You did not quit when you had only a little light, and now I give you a lamp to illuminate others. You sacrificed when no one watched, and now I reveal the reward publicly. Recognize that mission always comes with challenges. When I called Moses, he saw his weakness and clumsy speech. When I called Jeremiah, he said he was too young. When I called Jonah, he ran away. Yet I still chose them, still went with them, still accomplished my plans through them. And so it is with you. You may feel insufficient, but I say you are enough in me. You may see yourself as small, but I say you are strong in me. You may feel unprepared, but I say it is I who make you ready. Let the past become testimony, the present a battleground, and the future a picture of hope. I will place you in situations to encourage the hopeless. I will place you beside broken souls to give comfort. I will bring you to the poor, so you become an instrument of provision. I will place you in darkness, so you become light. And as you do this, you will realize that your life is part of my grand design, where each small act carries eternal significance. Prepare your heart to step into this new chapter. Do not cling to the old, for I am doing something new. Do not fear change, for in change I am present. Do not hesitate, for the time has come. As I spoke through the prophet Isaiah, see, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Isaiah 4:3-1-9. What I am doing in you will exceed your imagination, yet it will become a source of blessing for many. My child, this is the beginning of a season of mission, a season of positioning, a season of release. Everything you have endured has been preparation. Every trial, every moment of waiting, every tear has led to this moment. Now I send you, I lay my hand upon you, I instruct you, do not turn back. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not fear voices of opposition. Walk in obedience, and you will see doors open, miracles happen, and souls touched through your very life, my beloved child. As I send you into this new chapter, I do not let you walk in uncertainty. I do not simply say go without giving you a compass. I do not merely open doors without providing a guiding light. I am the God of order, and I desire for you to walk in wisdom, faithfulness, and spiritual discipline. Therefore, you must embrace these life-giving principles so that when you enter new territory, you not only survive but shine and thrive. The first principle, my child, is faithfulness and stewardship. Everything I give you, your health, finances, time, relationships, is a seed. And I want you to manage these seeds like a faithful servant. Do not squander your health in indulgence, but use it to serve and build. Do not spend finances according to mere desires, but sow them into places that bring life. Do not waste time on the meaningless, but prioritize what I call you to. Remember the parable of the talents. The one faithful with little will be entrusted with much. If you are faithful with what is in your hand, today I will open greater treasures tomorrow. The second principle is immediate obedience. When I speak, do not hesitate. When I direct, do not wait for extra signs. When I call, do not make excuses. Consider Abraham. He went out without knowing where he was going, yet he believed and obeyed. It was this obedience that made him the father of many nations. Obedience is not waiting until you feel ready. It is stepping forward even when you cannot see the whole path. I never reveal the full map, but I promise to illuminate each step. Do not wait for perfect circumstances. Obey as soon as I speak. The third principle is humility. As blessings increase, doors widen, and favor flows, you may be tempted to think it is by your own effort. But always remember, all you have comes from me. Humility keeps you safe. It is like roots planted deep, holding the tree steady against the wind. The proud are easily toppled, but the humble are lifted by me. Humility does not mean self-deprecation. It means rightly acknowledging that I am the source of all. The more blessings you receive, the lower you must bow. The fourth principle is nurturing a life of prayer. Prayer is not a duty, but the breath that keeps your soul alive. Without prayer, you become dry. Without prayer, you grow weary. Without prayer, you lose direction. But when you cultivate a life of prayer, you remain connected to the infinite source of power. Seek me daily, not only when in need, but even in abundance. Offer words of gratitude, not only petitions. Speak to me as a child, speak to a loving father, and listen as a faithful servant. In prayer you will hear my voice clearly, and in the silence of prayer you will find rest. The fifth principle is maintaining gratitude. Gratitude is the key that unlocks peace. When you are grateful, you focus not on what is lacking, but on what has been given. When grateful, you do not compare, but rejoice in your portion. When grateful, you do not complain, but sing. Gratitude does more than change your mood. It transforms the spiritual atmosphere around you. It is like the fragrance rising before my throne, stirring heaven itself. The grateful always see miracles, for they recognize that even each breath is grace. The sixth principle is steadfastness in my word. My word is the light for your steps, the sword of the Spirit, and a solid foundation. Without anchoring yourself in the word, you will be easily shaken by false teachings and temporary temptations. But when my word dwells within you, you become strong, discerning, and steadfast. Eat the word as daily bread. Memorize it to resist temptation. Declare it aloud to extinguish the enemy's fiery arrows. Live it in action, so that your life becomes a living scripture for others to see. The seventh principle is building community. You are not called to walk alone. A coal taken from the fire quickly cools, but within the pile of burning coals it shines long and bright. So it is with you. Seek a spiritual community where you can be supported, encouraged, and give what you have. Share hope, uplift the weak, and pray together. In community, you do not live only for yourself, but contribute to my collective work. And in that community, you will see my love revealed clearly. The final principle I want you to remember is to dare to believe in the impossible. My child, do not limit me with small thinking. Do not assume I can only do just enough. I am the God of abundance. I do far more than you can ask or imagine. When you dare to believe big, you open the door for me to act. When you step out in bold faith, you will witness miracles. Remember, it is not by your strength that this happens, but by my power flowing through you. I do not call you to do easy things. I call you to do the impossible, so that when it is accomplished, all glory belongs to me. These principles are not a burden, but a shield of protection, a map for your path, a lamp for your steps. When you clothe yourself with them and walk in them, you will not lose your way. Though you face trials, you will stand firm. Though you encounter opposition, you will not be shaken. Though you step into lands no one has yet walked, you will see my hand guiding you. My child, this sending is not so you may shine for yourself, but that I may shine through you. The blessing is not so you may be praised, but so my name may be glorified. Success is not for you to keep, but for you to give away. And with every step you take, you will know that you are not living only for today, but are writing an eternal legacy. My beloved child, now I desire to close these words with a complete picture, so that you may see your journey not as a series of random events, but as a straight line drawn by me from the beginning to the end. You have walked through seasons of trial, you have been nourished by hope, you have risen in faith, and now you are being sent to carry a great commission. My child, this is not only the close of one chapter, but the beginning of a new season. I speak to you, step into the new thing I am doing, for I am transforming you, and through you I will transform many other souls. The change I am working on is not merely outward. It is not only the opening of doors or the granting of material blessings. It is renewal from the very depths within, where your soul is healed, where your mind is renewed, where your heart is ignited with the fire of love. This inward transformation will lead every outward change. A new heart will give birth to new actions. New actions will shape a new way of life, and a new way of life will establish a new legacy. My child, do not fear this transformation, for it does not erase your essence, but fulfills it. I do not destroy in order to rebuild. I refine to make you brighter, stronger, and more steadfast. Your past is not meant to be erased, but to become a testimony. Your wounds are not meant to be hidden, but to become proof that I am the healer. Your tears are not wasted, but will become a river that refreshes others. Even your failures, your stumbles, your darkest hours, all these I will use to demonstrate that my power is made perfect in your weakness. When you tell the story of your life, you will not tell it with shame, but with spiritual pride, for it will testify that my grace never ceased. Remember, everything I do in your life is not only for you, but for the generation after you. I do not bless only one person. I build a stream of blessing. What you receive today will become the inheritance of tomorrow. The prayers you offer today will lay a foundation for your children to walk upon. The seeds of faith you sow today will bloom in the harvest of the next generation. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I always work through generations, and you, my child, are writing your part in this eternal story. I know you sometimes fear the steps ahead. You ask yourself, will I have enough strength? Will I go the wrong way? Will I lose something? But I tell you truly, you do not walk alone. I go before you as fire. I stand beside you as a shield. I follow after you as your protector. You are covered by me. My presence will not leave you. My promises will not change. My love will never fade. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow you will see new grace. This calling is not merely for you to become a better person, but to become an instrument in my hand. You will be a voice of comfort to the grieving, a source of hope to the desperate, a light to those in darkness. You will become a lighthouse in the midst of the sea, guiding lost ships. You will be my outstretched arm, my smile, my embrace on the earth, and through you, many souls will find their way back to me. Look to the future with wide open eyes. I am not only calling you to live for the present, but to write a legacy. One day when you look back, you will see that your life has become a song of praise to my name. You will see that your small steps have led to rivers of grace. You will see that your choices of obedience have opened a door for many others to enter. And then you will understand that nothing in this journey was meaningless. I encourage you, step into the new chapter with courage. Do not let the past hold you. Do not let fear bind you. Do not let doubt slow you down. Let go of what no longer belongs to you, so that your hands may be open to receive what is new. Lift your eyes, for your salvation is nearer than when you first believed. Open your heart, for the living waters are flowing. Rise up, for the time has come. My child, I end these words with this affirmation: I have never and will never forsake you. Every word I have promised is sure. Every step I have led has been full of wisdom. Every plan I have written is perfect. Be steadfast, be strong, move forward. For you are not stepping into chaos, but into promise. You are not walking in darkness, but in light. You are not living in despair, but in eternal hope. And through it all you will know that I, your God, am forever faithful. Thank you for listening to today's message. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so that together we may receive the living word, build unshakable faith, and walk in the boundless love of the Lord. Amen.